Guys, here's the deal. You've got to learn what turns you on. I'm going to share what turns me on because I think, one, I like my whole life being out there for public knowledge. And two, I like embarrassing my wife. So that also is fun for Sam. But really, I want to help you guys find your G spot. Like, it is time. It is a new year, 2021. We've put this off for far too long in your life. It's time now to find out what turns you on. So I'm going to share, expose, pull back the curtains of what turns Sam on and share with you how and why it's so important that you find this out for yourself. And we all know what it's like to be just miserable and frustrated, and really we just need a release. We all experience this at some point in our lives. And why is that so crucial for us, and how do we kind of solve that or find that one thing that we can do every day to make sure that at least we're taken care of, right? We can't always count on our partner to do this for us. We can't always count on the other people in our lives to help out in these various aspects. We really have to take ownership of ourselves, be accountable to ourselves, and figure out what really turns me on, and then how can I make sure that I'm getting a piece of that every day so that I don't ever feel like I'm being left out or shut out, or that primarily just I lose excitement, I lose the drive, I lose everything because I just don't know how to turn myself on. Now, a little back history here, not back history, but good resources to get into. So if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, then you need to go read it. One, just because it's a fantastic book, but primarily there's a whole section called sexual transmutation. And this is crucial because when we're talking about our G-spot, I'm talking about your life's G-spot, not your sexual G-spot. How do we take that sexual drive, that sexual nature that's in each of us, and turn that into really our passion and transmute that energy? Because the energy is fantastic. It's thriving, man. There's nothing better than sexual energy. Trust me, it is the best. But what if we can take that energy, that excitement, that drive, that ability to just look past flaws, the more importantly, the ability to put off all the things you know you should be doing that you kind of have just like left to the wayside because you just don't want to get them done because this one thing came up and that's more important. No pun intended. Okay? So understand that is how important it is to understand what turns you on, what really, really fulfills you, and how can you make that fulfillment come into your life more often. So for me, I have kind of 4 things that I gauge whether or not there is fulfillment in my life, and I'm going to go through these. They're not in any specific order. In fact, I would say that the biggest indication of fulfillment in my life are number 1 and number 4. The first 2, they happen, but they're not as frequent, and that's okay. What's important, I think, is that you have one of these experiences at least daily, if not multiple times during the day. Because who doesn't want to get off multiple times during the day, right? You don't want to sit there and have to only wait, once a month or once every 2 months. What if it's only once a year? I mean, 2020 was terrible. Lots of things happened. What if because you sat in your house all day, you only felt fulfilled once? I mean, that would just be terrible. And so really what I want to help people understand is how they can have that continuous fulfillment in their own life. Now, specifically from a legacy perspective and a leadership perspective, I believe it's kind of the goal for you to not just figure it out for yourself, but how do you be a guide? How do you help other people find their G-spot and then activate it as frequently as possible? How do you turn other people on? Because when you get turned on, there's like an instant connection with this person who turned you on, and there's this excitement and there's this bond, and all of this happens because somebody turned you on. Okay? Well, what if you could do that for tons of people? What if you could light them up, light their heart on fire, help them see that they're meant for more, that they are beautiful inside, and that they have a purpose and a passion inside of themselves, and you're going to help them release that and share that with the whole world. So not only is it important for you to learn how to turn yourself on, but the next step is to really learn how to turn others on, how to light other people up. And so that is what we're going to be talking about today in efforts to help you grow and maximize your life. Okay, so fulfillment. So what are the 4 things that indicate fulfillment in your life? And these are things that I've talked to hundreds of people. I've interviewed people on My podcast, over 200 people on my podcast I've interviewed. Like, I've talked to a lot of people specifically about, what lights them up, what got them interested in their legacy, and what keeps them going every day, what keeps them excited after they've got all the money, after they've got all the fame. Why are they still driving? Why are they still hungry? Why are they still captivated and by that sexual energy, that sexual drive, that nothing else is important right now except for getting off, okay? And getting off in a fulfillment perspective is crucial in your life. I can't overstate that enough. And so what are those 4 things? So the first thing for me is, when was a time that you were brought to tears out of pure joy, love, ecstasy? Just, you're sitting there, you're observing something, you have a thought in your mind, you have this feeling, and without being able to control it, you start tearing up because you're just that happy. You're that filled from head to toe. Your toes are crinkling, everything. It's just such a warm, wonderful feeling of, I love the moment that I'm in right now. I could die because I literally am just so fulfilled in this moment. So much fulfillment that you're in tears. That is my number one indication of I'm where I'm supposed to be right now. I'm on the right track. I'm moving forward. It's like I'm being visited from God. The Holy Spirit washes over me. It's that same feeling of like, hallelujah chorus. I can't fathom or handle. I can't even describe how happy I am right now. So that's number 1. That's the most common for Sam. Number 2 is, when have you had an exclamation of joy? Like, before you even recognized it was coming out of your mouth. Hello, yes, I'm so excited, shouting hooray because you were so happy about what was going to happen or what was happening. So shouting exclamation of joy. That's happened to me. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've been that. It's been such a just reactive state that I wasn't able to control it. My body, from head to toe again, was so excited about what was happening that it just got blurted out and exploded out of me because of that much excitement. So probably only 4 or 5 times, but that's the next one. When were you so excited, so happy, so just pumped that you got this experience? The next one is, I'm going to switch the order here. The next one is probably my second most frequent area of fulfillment, or zone of fulfillment, and that is indicated to me by when I can't sleep. I'm waking up so excited about what's going to happen, like Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Your goal's happening tomorrow. You're going on a cruise. You're going on a trip. You're going to go propose to your girlfriend. Whatever it is, that type of excitement, that level of just, it's oozing out of me. It's going from my head to my toe, and I just can't. I just love this. Like, I can't sleep. My body won't shut down because there's so much excitement going on inside of your body. That is, for me, that's one of the number 1 experiences that I just, that one and the crying, those 2 are my number 1 areas of fulfillment that I always, I just always have these. And those are my number 1 and number 2. The last one is more akin to, I guess a good adjective or word to describe this is giddy. Okay, so a time when you have butterflies and you just almost like you're nervous, but it's not a negative nervousness. It's a super excited, anticipatory, really a fun nervousness or excitement. It's both adrenaline. But when was the last time you really had butterflies in your soul? Again, a feeling that covers your whole body, from your toes to your head, your eyebrows, your ears are tingling, your fingertips are tingling. It feels like an out-of-body experience because you're so excited about what's going to happen, or you're so nervous excited, right? So those are the 4 things that I would say are definitions of fulfillment. Now, the key is identifying for yourself what those experiences are, and then I would strongly recommend writing them down, keeping a record, and then programming at least one of those experiences into your day every day. That way you're getting off every day. Yes, there's stressful life. Yes, there's work and there's family and there's all these different things that could stress you out in life. And stress is not necessarily bad. Stress is actually a really good thing. I was watching a video over the weekend about how trees that grow up in a windy environment, right? So if the wind is blowing this way, a tree initially when it's just sprouting up, it's going to lean this way. But over time, if the wind is consistent this way, the base of the tree will be here, but pretty soon the trunk of the tree will actually lean towards the wind, right? So that resistance makes this much stronger. If there's no wind and it shoots up too quick, then when the wind does come, the roots aren't deep enough and it just falls over. So it's actually really important to know and have that stress in your life, those things, but it's also important to know how to get off. It's important to know your G-spot. It's important to know what truly fulfills you in life, that is a toe to head to toe feeling. Colby Calais, bubbles in your nose goes from your toes to your nose. It's just that great of a feeling. And I want to help you experience that more. So these are the 4 areas that I would say are 4 areas of true, pure fulfillment. I would strongly encourage you to seek those and write down what fulfills me in one of these 3 ways. When was the last time I experienced these feelings? And then how can I incorporate those feelings into my life at a more frequent basis so that you have lots of feelings of fulfillment, lots of excitement, lots of joy. So there's never a bad day in your life anymore, because every day you basically got off, and that's a wonderful thing. Okay, so I'm going to go through these really quickly again. First one, tears of joy, happiness, love, ecstasy, when you're just so fulfilled that you just can't handle it. It's just so exciting. Okay, next thing is, oh man, now I forgot the order again because I switched it in the middle. So first one, tears of joy, and that's probably the main one for me. Second one is when you have a shout of exclamation, when you just can't hold in your joy anymore without even reacting. You erupt in laughter, you erupt in excitement, whatever it is. You hear something and without even being able to respond, it takes your breath away, or you're so excited. That's the second one. The third one is when you just can't sleep. You're so pumped about what's going to happen that it's digging into your sleep. Your mind is running a million miles an hour, and you just have to get up and start working on it because you just can't wait for what's happening. And then the fourth one is when you experience butterflies inside, and you just want them to keep going. It's like the first time you kiss somebody, the first time you're holding somebody's hand. When was the last time you had those butterflies about something in life? And how can you have more of those experiences? So hopefully that helped you guys. I'm excited for this year. This year is going to be incredible. Why? Because every day I know I'm going to be fulfilled. I know I'm going to be getting off. I know I have a G-spot for my life, and I hope you find one too. And with that being said, keep in mind that you are worth being remembered. Have a great, wonderful day.